Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'll be doing an unboxing of Damnation, the Gothic Game by Chris Rees, published by Blackletter Games. This game has been kickstarted and has now been released for retail. It is a kind of like a party game, more or less, where different people are walking around in Dracula's castle, and one of them, of course, is being Dracula, trying to catch all of the guests before they destroy him. Bit of a beer and pretzels game, really. I will be doing a review of this later on after I've had a chance to play it. And before I open up the box, I'd like to ask you all to please hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. That really helps the channel, is very much appreciated. And also please check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below. Patrons of my channel will get early access to all of my videos, their name in the credits, and access to Patreon exclusive content. And you also save up for physical goodies such as the Board Game Heaven enamel pin. Thank you so much, and with that out of the way, let's open up the box. Alright, so here it is, the Damnation, the Gothic Game box by Blackletter Games. I love the art on the cover. It's really nice. It has Dracula right there, one of the people visiting the castle, of course. Here he is again in this hallway, very ominously. I really like it. It's kind of like a collage and very painterly, and the sides are also really nice. You can store this vertically. Has the title right here and the castle there with some bats. That's really nice. Here it just has the title with these fireplace places, and here is Dracula. And you can see here, it is a game for 2 to 8 players, which plays in about 45 to 75 minutes for ages 14 and up. And on the back it just says, "Will you survive the night? A Gothic horror battle royale for 2 to 8 players." And here on the back you can see the board and a whole bunch of cards and the player boards as well. And basically the game set up with the standees for the different characters. The contents are listed as well. They are acrylic villain standees, really cool, so we'll see that. And a little bit of a flavor text right there. All right, let's open it up. All right, so there we go. It is a pretty heavy box, so a lot of paperwork, I guess, in here. There's a rule book right here, and it is about 28 pages long. There is actually a video guide on how to play this, so that is pretty handy. There it is. You can scan that if you pause the video. And well, we have the components here, all the standees and the room decks, the dice, the tokens, the board, the setup here, and how everything starts with the arrival, and then you're taking turns, movement, secret doors, cool, all the different rooms, stuff happens in those rooms, or things you can do. You get all the cards, icons and what they mean, villains, so everybody's villains. That's pretty cool. And then the vampire. There's traps, there's game variants, and some other rules there. And then some hints and tips even on how to play the game. And here is the reference sheet, which is always handy to have with all the different rooms and all the different icons. All right, so that is the rule book. Looks pretty good. Then we have these character, these are cards basically, but they're thick like tokens. But this is when stuff happens, if I recall correctly. This is pretty nice, good quality. So you have these. These used to be cards, I think, in the prototype, but they got upgraded into these tiles, which is really nice. I love the art on these. 8 of these Death Knell cards. That's really cool. All right. Then we have the board, of course, which is folded in 6, so it's pretty big. Let's have a look at that. I'll unfold that carefully. Hopefully I've got it the wrong way around. I do not. Of course I don't. Let's flip that around. You do it like this, and then like this, carefully. All right, so there we go. Oh, that's a really nice looking board. Really like the art on this. So you see all the corridors in the castle, all the different rooms here. There is a gate right here. There is the moat surrounding it. We have the dark tower. Here's where the death knell cards are, I believe. The master bedroom, the kitchen. This is pretty cool. Even a cemetery there. Here's the moat, the dungeon, and everything in this really cool and dark kind of illustrations. That is really nice. I fold that up and then like this. All right, so that's the board. Then we have a whole bunch of tokens. So these are all traps, I guess. We have some hearts here. These are double-sided. All right, so we have those. Then we have another sheet of tokens. These stars and these blue flames, more hearts, and the hourglass. So there's that. Here's the acrylic standees, which I will take a look at soon. Let's take a look at these first. So the villain character boards, I guess. Let's just take that off. All right, so here is the Stranger, and you have all of these different abilities. Bloodthirsty, Ransack, Gate, Fate, and Run for It. Here's your health bar. Really cool. What's on the back? Ooh, the haunt. So once you get grabbed by the vampire, I believe you turn into a haunted version of yourself and you start haunting. And then you're on the other team, basically. That's really cool. The Aristocrat. Privilege, Ransack, Command, Fate, and Run for It. So these seem to be the same, at least for those two. Maybe for all of them. Oh, the haunt image is the same, which is a bit of a shame. It would be cool if everybody had their own haunt image. We have the Collector, Domination, again Ransack, Judgment, and again Fate and Run for It. So it seems 3 are always the same and 2 are unique, at least so far. Then we have the Gentleman. He's a survivor and he's resourceful. Then we have the Lost, who is gifted and found as an ability. Yep. Wonder if the haunted ones are all the same or not. The Occultist has Pact and Offering. That's really cool. The Professor is, of course, a mastermind and has a spider's web. Looks cool. Then we have the Wanderer, Creeping Insanity, and a glimpse. He glimpses the unthinkable. Okay. And then, of course, the Vampire, which is completely different, of course. Only has... these are turns instead of health. Okay, interesting. I guess this somehow tracks your health. And on the back it just says this because, you know, if the vampire is defeated, then they lose the game and the others win, I suppose. So let's have a quick look if this is all the same. It seems like it. Yeah, it seems like this is always going to be the same. So once you're caught and you become the haunt, then that is the same for everybody. All right, so we have those. Ooh, we have some cards here. Let's have a look at those. So here they are. They have this illustration on the back, which looks nice. A warrior on one side and an undead on the bottom there. And this is the fronts here. We have 6, which these are blood cards. No, some are blood, some are different. This is blood. Here's another 6, death. A skull with death. We have madness, another madness. We have vengeance, another vengeance with a 6. And there was the 666 thing on the haunts here at the bottom. So perhaps when that happens, yeah, this is vengeance, blood, madness. So this is basically what these cards do. That is really nice. And these are really good quality cards. They're nice and thick. They're a bit glossy and nice and big. Like it. And there seems to be enough space in here for these bigger cards as well. Let me try that out. So yeah, those go in there as well. So that's nice. Then we have some dice here. We have some standard D6s in a nice blood red with black pips, black as night. And we have this one, which is really cool. This one has the castle on it. Let's see, once. There's a one for the castle. We have, this could be a trap, I think. It's twice. We have the candle here, which is also on the dice, twice. And finally we have this brazier or torch, I guess. All right, so we have those dice. Then in here we have these stands for the acrylic standees. And we have a whole bunch of cards. Well, let's have a look at these first then. All right, so here they are. That's pretty cool. The back has a protective foil on it. So I took that off. And I really like that they are printed from the back, on the back. So they are printed on both sides. That's pretty cool. So here's all of these 3 characters, two more of the villains and 3 more here. And of course the vampire is over here. So you got 9 characters in total. That looks really nice, very colorful. And yeah, I do like that this is acrylic standees instead of cardboard. That's a nice upgrade. So you just pop those on the bases and you have some really cool standees. And finally you have a whole bunch of cards. So let's take a look at those. I'll take all of those out of the shrink and show them to you. So first of all, we have these heirlooms. So these are cards with a nice chest on the back. They are all titled heirlooms. And well, they're basically artifacts or items that you can use. So we've got the Torn Diary, and some flavor text here, and what the card does on the bottom. It says here you can find it in the cemetery. This one, or maybe use it, I don't know. No, it says on entering the master bedroom. So you might find it in the cemetery. Here's the gate. It has the skeleton key. Yeah, it has a use with a secret door space. There's the engraved timepiece, the Great Hall, holy water, grappling hook, the Count's ring, silver hip flask, priceless artifact. And these all also have an icon there indicating what they can do or how they can be used. Lucky charm, a vial of blood, old journal, weathered ledger, loaded dice. We have the ancestor's medal, smelling salts, a cherished locket, a torn map, heavy iron key, genuine snake oil, a moonstone pendant, wolf carving, cracked hand mirror. We have a hit list, a trap schematic, and an ancient coin. And all of these have their own unique illustrations, which is really, really cool. And then we have a huge deck of cards for different rooms, plus some other ones in here. These are reference cards, I guess. So we'll take these out. And these are castle. Oh yeah, okay, so these are castle and vampire cards. These are room cards. So we've got the trophy room, we've got the torture chamber, we've got the kitchen. Again, all with their own unique illustrations on the back. The Great Hall, we've got the courtyard, the cemetery, and the master bedroom. And you can find all kinds of stuff in there, like this weapon, an assassin's blade, has some stats there. We've got bandages to heal yourself. We've got abandoned belongings. Let's see, we've got a holy cross, a hidden passage, invitation letter, laudanum. Again, I love the art. There's a lot of art assets in this game. The Barber's Razor, Sweet Dreams, Strange Claw, Executioner's Axe, Fog of Lies, Wild Garlic, The Gravedigger, A Nightingale's Song, A Pitchfork, Forgotten Tomb, Willow Bark, Stray Wolf, The Bastard Sword, The Black Mass, Dented Breastplate, Gruesome Find, Crusader Shield, Flesh Wound, just a Flesh Wound, Doomed, The Morning Star, Desperate Parry, The Thug, Ancestral Sword, Butterfly Knives, Burning Coal. Cool. Devil recognize this guy? Looks like Tim Curry from Legend. The Great Feast, Fortune Teller, Rampage, Throwing Knife, Vicious Insult, Butt of Malmsey, all right, A Vial of Acid, The Black Cauldron, A Cleaver, Leather Apron, Locked Door, Meat Hook, Strange Mushrooms, A Mystery Pie, Rejuvenation Potion, The Rat King, Bloody Axe, Ball and Chain, Impalement, The Iron Maiden, Monstrous Blow, Dark Ritual, Knotted Rope, Rusty Syringe, Thumbscrews, Barbed Whip, Blowpipe, Disturbing Figurine, Ancient Flintlock, Horned Helm, Live Trophy, Precious, Precious, Stone Maul, A Trapdoor, Tribal Shield, and a Preserved Head. Love all the art on these. Absolutely love that. So we have those. Then we have some more cards here. We have these castle cards. We have vampire cards. Oh, and there's the vault. This is another room. And the Dark Tower. So we'll look at these first. So we also have the Black Knight armor, Sword of the Damned, Horrify, the Impaler, Cloak of the Vampire, Death, really cool, Dread Summons, A Hunter's Gear, Rats, Silver Sword, The Blood is the Life, Grasping Hands, Blood Pact, Reaper, and a Swarm of Bats. So, really cool. Let's take a look at these vampire and castle cards. So let's see, the vampire here can use bat form, Prince of Darkness, Fury of the Vampire, Mind Control, Sanctuary, wolf form even, Darkness Falls, that's an event, that's a castle event. So those were the vampire cards. And then we have these castle events, so Darkness Falls, Children of the Night, Inquisitor, Lightning Storm, Deadly Premonition, Requiem, Dread Shadow, and Dark Tunnel. So all of these things, you know, something happens. For example, players cannot use protection cards. Ignore all text on protection cards. Place this card face up on top of the castle deck. It remains active until another castle card is drawn. So then another card is drawn and something else happens. Villains entering the cemetery suffer 5 damage. All villains suffer -2 to non-movement rolls. Place this card face up on top of the castle deck, etc. So that, you know, different things happen in the game every time, which keeps it interesting. And finally, there's a couple of reference cards for all of your players. So on one side you have the turn structure, and on the other side the resolution phase. So that is very handy to have. There's 8 of those, 1 for each player. And I do like the insert. I do appreciate that there's slots for everything. I guess the dice go in here and the standees go in here. You've got the cards here and there's plenty of room to sleeve them. You know, there's room left here so you can divide your decks if you need to and sleeve all of your cards. And storage for all of these cards, and then the character boards go on top of that, and then of course the board itself goes on top of that. It's kept into place. So actually pretty well designed insert as well. And that's everything that's in the box.
And so that was my unboxing of Damnation, the Gothic Game by Blackletter Games. I'd like to thank Chris Rees for giving me a copy to review. Keep an eye on my channel for that later on. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps the channel. And also please check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.